Hey everyone, welcome back to Observe. If you remember a little bit ago, I told you that we were going to start going over and exploring what it means to be a mentalist, the just pure observational side of things, and then the parts that a lot of people deem as supernatural. So I'm going to go ahead and see what we can do about that in today's video. Let's rock and roll, yeah? Okay, well, so I've been reading some books, a good few of them, just centered around this idea of being able to kind of know what wouldn't normally be known, and how exactly that plays into actual life. One of the books that I read was not that impressive. I got it from the library. It was basically how to be a fake mentalist. Just a whole bunch of tricks, which is cool. Like, it's cool. They're actual tricks that you can do and to give the impression that you know more than you don't, or more than you do. Another one that I read, or am still reading through, is Mind Reader. It's a good book. I'm enjoying it. The author himself is the mentalist, and he does a good job at writing. I haven't gotten far enough through it to be able to really understand some of his techniques and whatnot, but it is something that inspired me to be able to look even deeper into this. And then another book that I read through is, or most of the way through, I haven't really been able to complete it because the copy that I got wasn't complete, but was Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. And he did a very, very good job at breaking it down and proving the existence of things. And his approach to this stuff was actually really good in my opinion as well. So ESP is what we're going to kind of focus on. Intuition. Instead of it being something to where it's like very mystic and like it's involving supernatural forces, he says it's something to where our brain has the ability to make rapid fire calculations, to be able to perceive a little bit better than if we just consciously kind of waded through the information ourselves. So it's not something that's unnatural, it's something that's quite natural. It's just a skill that not many people take the time to train. This is how he presents it. And some examples that he gives are, for instance, like when you have just a bad gut feeling about something, that might be that your brain has already registered what's happening and calculated out some various paths of occurrence and decided that it was a bad situation. So you have a bad gut feeling, and this can be about circumstances, this can be about people, this can be about purchases, so on and so forth. But he's saying that your intuition isn't something that's like supernatural or unobtainable. It's something that you could train and exercise and learn how to work with. And it's interesting because this is all kind of bouncing off of this idea of like flash observation and, well, almost flash judgments. Like you see something and then based off of how it feels, then you go with that. And that kind of goes against a lot of what Observe and the other channels here on YouTube that are centered around this deduction-based thing goes with. Because for us, we feel like we should observe and be able to take in details to be able to put together educated conclusions about the person themselves, and he's saying that while that's good, that's not the only way to go about things. He uses this quote here, which is, "We live in a world that assumes that the quality of a decision is directly related to the time and effort that went into making it. We believe that we are always better off gathering as much information as possible and depending as much time as possible in deliberation. We really only trust conscious decision making, but there are moments, particularly in times of stress, when haste does not make waste, when our snap judgments and first impressions can offer a much better means of making sense of the world. The first taste of Blink is to convince you of a simple fact. Decisions made very quickly can be every bit as good as decisions made cautiously and deliberately." And like I said, that's a quote from Blink, The Power of Thinking Without Thinking. So this all ties heavily into true mentalism, the ability to be able to know things that you quote unquote shouldn't, mind reading, influence, so on and so forth. So with that in mind, I want to be able to start doing tests myself to see if this is something that can be improved on, if this is actually something that you can practice and you can actually work with. It could help in things like criminal profiling and so on and so forth, and that's something that I'll tie into this series on the channel is putting up pictures of people who are either innocent or not innocent, convicted of crimes, and then you get to decide just by looking and the feel that you get which one's which, and see if this is something that can actually be done. But without further ado, we're going to go ahead and start into this. So this is what I'm doing. It's real complex. It's just an advanced ESP test. So there's 4 cards down here, and I'm assuming that I have to guess or feel which card is which. And I don't know how well this is going to work. I've downloaded a couple apps to see how this goes, and I get better than the odds present, but I don't know that that's just luck or just thinking through it. But the key on this is to not overthink, to not worry too much about it, to just go ahead and work with whatever your gut is telling you on the thing. So let's see how it works, yeah? Okay, so we're gonna start. Oh boy. And I don't know how well this is gonna work on camera either, because there's that pressure of camera, and I gotta think about that and look past that, so we'll see. But I'm feeling like it was a star, but I didn't get that. All right, this is what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna find out, and we're just gonna go ahead and work through and see if this is something that can work out. By exact default, there's 5 options every single time. I have a 1 in 5 chance, which isn't great odds. So if I get it, that's defying the odds. And then also we have 25 cards that we're working through. So if I get half of those, then that's well beyond what the odds are laying in my favor. In fact, I should get about 1/5 of them. So we'll find out. So out of 25 cards, I should get 5 right, if that. If I get more than that, that's defying the odds. Could still be luck, we'll find out. Let's go ahead and go. I'm not going to talk anymore after this. You made me feel sweet. And if I'm losing my mind, would you lose yours with me? You made me wanna melt like butter in the pan. It's hard to keep my cool, knowing I'm your man. So let's spend some time. Okay. So chance score was 5. I scored a 7. Evidence for ESP 0. So that's going to be the video for today. I'm going to continue doing tests like this for this series and varying ones. If you want to take this test as well, I would love for you to. I want to be able to gather as much information on this as I can. The link is in the description below for the website that I'm doing this on. And post your results as far as which ones you did, like if you did the 25, 50, 100, so on and so forth cards. And if you did better than me or worse than me or whatnot, and if you did really well, how it felt. This is my time to be able to start actually testing. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this is going to be an interesting series for you. I hope that this is something that might actually spark some discussion and maybe some further study from other people as well. But a little real quick update on the rings. I'm working on that video as well. I want to be able to actually sit down with different jewelers and whatnot to be able to get their professional opinion on things like the ring, so that I'm not just, doing Google research and so on and so forth. Faces is still coming around. I'm probably planning on doing something on the royal wedding, even though there's a little bit of a ways back. Go ahead and give what I see on that. And then deduction, there's always stuff on just the day-to-day deduction, daily deductions. I'll probably do something on that again too. But But without further ado, that's all that I've got for today. My name is Logan, and you have been oh so awesome as you always are. And I will see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.